And hello there! Let's keep your week rolling just right with the right mix of music conversation. Whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
So it's a rainy holiday today,
Yes,
right? So no
non-working
traffic.
holiday.
Non-working holiday. No traffic. And at the same time though, you guys stay safe out there kasi medyo maulan. At least dito sa Metro Manila.
Yes, we are celebrating Ninoy Aquino Day today, so commemorating the death anniversary of the late Senator Benigno Aquino Jr. And a lot of our kids are at home enjoying this break.
Yes.
Diba?
I mean, like, of course, when you talk about Ninoy Aquino Day, there's a lot to also reconsider. I mean, like, when you take a look at ano nga ba, well, the quote that we bring up a lot when we talk about Ninoy Aquino is the Filipinos were dying for.
Yes.
Right? So, I believe Pinky had an interview actually with a member of the Aquino clan.
Oh, yeah.
Just yesterday. And they asked the question again.
I've
diba?
watched that, yeah.
Is the Filipino worth dying for? And ultimately, sabi niya, yes.
Yes.
It is. So, I mean, like, that's always great. But apart from that, we also have a very special milestone for us to share, which is sa Facebook.
1 million followers on our Facebook page. Congratulations, BNC. Woo! 1 million.
1 million, grabe. No?
Konting-konti na lang, malapit na tayo kay Jungkook.
Actually, I was saying, no, that's not true. Malayo pa tayo. But, I would say
9 million na lang.
I would say that mas marami tayong followers kasi sa TikTok account ng White House.
TikTok, yes. Kasi now, last night, I think it was already around 50,000.
50,000.
Oh, 50,000 followers. So,
To all our American friends out there, dito na lang kayo. Diba? 1
million.
Oo. Join the bandwagon.
189,000.
189,000 now.
Now,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
the TikTok account. But
Yeah.
I wonder how many followers we have on TikTok. Kasi we also have a TikTok account, BNC. So, yeah, we're everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're also on TikTok.
Yes.
225,000.
225,000. I was gonna check it pag biglang umingay yung phone ko, no, if ever. Oo. So, yeah, I mean,
Diba?
like, guys, take pa natin White House.
Yeah.
For now. Okay?
now.
For now. But
Congratulations,
let's
1
keep
million
pace,
followers.
guys. Let's keep pace. We need to outpace the White House here with the Bilyonaryo News
Sabi
Channel.
ko nga
on social
9
media.
million to go. And then ka-level na natin si Jungkook. But anyway,
Huwag na natin nabulin yung BTS. Matatalo lang tayo. We're going to set ourselves out for disappointment. But we have a packed show today.
Yes,
First
we
off,
do.
we have something very important for the youth. Diba? We have something for Health Matters later. Talking about a campaign for tobacco-free kids.
this is perfect because we just had a pulmonologist join us.
Yeah.
I think that was last week or the week ago, week before
Yeah,
that.
fairly recently. Yeah.
Yes, and we talked about the dangers of not just smoking but also vaping.
Yeah.
Right?
And that was so interesting kasi and the reaction online, bringing it back to social media was incredible.
Yes.
Kasi grabe, like ang daming nagko-comment, ang daming nagsisend sa mga tito nila,
Oo,
tita nila.
yeah. Hindi kasi ang
or to
concerning
each
thing
other.
about this is yung gumagamit ng vape pabata ng pabata.
Yes.
Diba?
It's
As
the-
early as 10 years old, nag-vape. So now we're talking to people from Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids.
Yeah.
Diba? So this is a very important topic to discuss.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, because of vaping and how child friendly it's packaged.
Yeah.
Right? Yung packaging nila kasi
And it's accessible.
it's accessible. Yung mga flavor nila,
Yeah.
diba? It's so
It looks
enticing.
cool.
It looks cool. It's like, naalala ko dati, naalala mo yung bubblegum flavored toothpaste.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So parang it feels that way for some reason na mas maengganyo ka kapag mas fun yung flavor,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, I mean, like, it's geared towards them and hopefully, we can
Meron
get to
yung
learn more
grape
about this.
flavored vape, diba?
Grape flavor ba? Anong amoy yun?
You know what? We haven't had any responses for that nga eh. Kasi
ano,
we were
guys,
wondering,
anong-
we don't vape.
Yeah.
So we don't know what grape vape smells like.
Actually, if we have any friends from the Senate watching right now, ano nga bang amoy ng grape-flavored cake?
And you know what? Later for the hangout, moving on, we are going to meet. Did you see that viral Marian Rivera Ding Dong Dantes?
Yeah.
Getting ready video, the red carpet rush
Yeah.
video. Yeah. So we are going to meet the director behind that video. Dax Takuda is going to be joining us for the hangout. It's going to be really exciting. And let's ask him later if pwede ba siya gumawa ng version na Ann and Pao.
I don't know kung makaka-red
Get
carpet
ready
rush
with
tayo,
me video.
Pero buti na naka-red na tayo.
Oh,
Kasi
yeah.
At least sa red carpet
At least
rush, na-check na
tamang
natin yung
color.
red.
At least tama yung
Oo.
nasuot mong color, right?
Yes. But of course, syempre, it's a packed show and we all want everyone to be a part of it. So make sure you do reach out to us on social media. Anne is
Yes.
monitoring, Anne is checking your comments, and if you're having a relaxing day dahil ulan,
Holiday, walang pasok, no work, no school.
Masarap magkape ngayon,
I
diba?
know. And it's
Oo.
the perfect time for you to join us live on YouTube and on Facebook. Go ahead and send us your messages there. We'd love to have you on the show. Read all those messages. If you have questions for our guests later on, feel free to send it right there on Facebook and on YouTube. And also, we are heard on Mellow 94.7 BFM. So to everyone listening right now, hello and thank you for joining us for the next hour and a half. We are going to give them some headlines and news that they can use this morning. Let's start first with traffic.
Absolutely.
Let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. Here is a look now at EDSA Orense in Makati. On the left side are vehicles going to Pasay City. We're seeing light traffic on that stretch. Same situation on the opposite lane. Right side are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. Now, this time, let's take a look at EDSA White Plains. Left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard, light traffic there. And the right side, opposite lane, are vehicles going to Cubao, light traffic as well. Now, good news for motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is suspended today, Thursday, August 21st, in observance of Ninoy Aquino Day. Now, what will the weather be like this Thursday? Let's find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. We are keeping an eye on two weather systems today that will bring rains in different parts of the country. Let's start off first with the low pressure area that we have been monitoring that has now entered the Philippine area of responsibility. Now, as of this morning, it was spotted about 705 kilometers east of Infanta, Quezon. Now, on top of that, bumalik na po ang southwest monsoon or hanging habagat. Now, this is back bringing rains to Palawan and the western side of Mindanao. Now, over in Luzon, you can expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over Cagayan, Isabela, Aurora, Metro Manila, the Bicol region, Calabarzon, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, and Romblon. Now, this is mainly due to the trough or the extension of the LPA, as we can see over here. Now, in Occidental Mindoro and Palawan, ang hanging habagat will also bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Now, for motorists, especially in these areas, please be careful as roads can become slippery during sudden downpours. Now, communities in flood or landslide-prone areas should also remain alert as moderate to heavy rains may trigger flash floods or landslides. Now, for the rest of Luzon, fair weather is expected throughout the day. Now, let's go on down south to the Visayas region because in the Visayas region, particularly in northern Samar, eastern Samar, and Biliran, expect cloudy skies and scattered rains and thunderstorms due to the trough or the extension of the LPA. Now, for the rest of the Visayas region, as we go on, take a look at that. Habagat will also bring cloudy skies and the occasional rains. Now, for all the students out there and workers, do not forget to bring your umbrellas and raincoats before leaving home. Even though it's a holiday, make sure you take your rest as well. Now, let's take a look at Mindanao. The southwest monsoon will bring scattered rains and thunderstorms to the Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, and Tawi-Tawi. Now, for the rest of Mindanao, you can expect generally fair weather conditions today. Now, pag-usapan muna natin ang LPA. Let's take a closer look at the low pressure area currently inside the Philippine area of responsibility. Now, its trough or its extension is already bringing rain showers over parts of Luzon and the Visayas. Ayon sa Pag-asa, this weather system has a medium chance of intensifying into a tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours. Now, this LPA is generally moving west-northwestward, and in the coming days, it may traverse northern or central Luzon. Now, rest assured, we will be monitoring this system very closely and bring you the latest updates as they develop. Now, moving on to our sea conditions, good news, no gale warning is in effect. Across the country, seas will be generally light to moderate, which means waves will be calmer than usual. This is favorable for fisherfolk heading out to sea and for marine travelers planning their trips. Now, this is despite the LPA that we saw a while ago at yung hanging habagat coming in from the south. Now, still, always keep safety in mind, check your boat conditions, wear life vests, and stay updated on any weather changes. Overall, generally safe day. Head out and enjoy our waters, but make sure you check your local weather for any changes. That is it for Weather HQ at the moment, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our top stories. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is enraged at the situation of the ghost flood control projects.
Walang ginawa, kahit isang araw hindi nagtrabaho, wala.
Opo.
Wala kang makita, puntahan ninyo, wala kayong makita kahit na ano. Tuloy-tuloy ang pagbaha doon sa kabila.
PBBM conducted a personal inspection of a supposed flood control project site worth 55.7 million pesos in Baliwag, Bulacan. The project report indicated it was finished back in June, but upon the president's inspection, not a single brick has been laid.
No, I'm not disappointed, I'm angry. As of last month, June, ang report dito, 100% complete. At saka fully paid. Wala kaming makita na kahit isang hollow block, isang ng simento, walang equipment dito. Lahat itong project na ito, ghost project. Walang ginawa na trabaho dito.
The project was under SYMS Construction Trading, which has 13 flood control projects in Bulacan. DPWH files indicate they are located in the province but are nowhere to be found on the Securities and Exchange Commission website. The ones that are there are not from Bulacan. So I guess hindi lang pala ghost flood control projects ang meron din tayong ghost contractors.
Oo.
'Di ba? Because they can't be found on the Securities and Exchange Commission website, the SYMS Construction Trading.
Alam mo, yung mga ghost na to, hindi ito yung mga
Ghost
ghost na...
month kasi.
Ito yung mga ghost na hindi nakakatakot
Nakakagalit.
Nakakagalit,
That's why the
oo.
president says he's not disappointed, he's angry.
Yeah.
Kasi 'di ba, nakakagalit naman talaga when you go out there, inspect, and you're expecting to see, since nakalagay na sa document na
Yeah.
finished project na, and then you see nothing.
Yeah, no, apart from the fact na galit si Presidente, right? It's also the fact that tayo, yung taong bayan, yung nagbabayad talaga ng tax. If when you see yung pondo going to literally nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Diba? Ni isang hollow block, sabi nga ni Presidente. That it's infuriating kasi
It
this is
is.
just one example.
Yeah.
We've had so many guests come on over BNC talk about yung mga ghost projects. We even had Secretary Bonoan admit na meron mga ghost projects.
Yes.
And we are seeing ghost companies, we are seeing irregularities in the sense that pati yung sa filing nila with the SEC na we have a single proprietorship with 4.4 billion pesos when it comes to yung projects. And it has been a topic that it's not going to end kasi as we mentioned a while ago sa
Yeah.
weather report,
Yeah.
may LPA na parating sa Luzon that could turn into a tropical depression.
yeah.
And we
And
could
then-
be talking about floods again. Could be. Hindi pa sigurado. But we could be talking about floods in a more urgent matter. And we have no real way to control it kasi ang daming nasayang na pera.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
yeah.
I was watching the interview of Secretary Bonoan. Pinky interviewed him on Agenda, and then she asked for his reaction, finding out all these anomalies that have been happening in Bulacan. And he said that he's hoping that this is just a what do you call this? Just a random case. But that's not the case here, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not just happening in Bulacan, but it's also happening in other cities.
Yeah. I mean, we are now at a point wherein there are people pointing fingers already in government. We've seen that all throughout. And this is not a new problem.
They're isolated case.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Get the right
remember
word,
the
yeah.
word. Yeah, he is hoping that this is just an isolated case, but it's obvious that it's not.
Yes. So it's obvious that it's not, simply because even the governor of Bulacan, who did come on over here sa BNC, did admit that there are projects na the LGU is not aware of. And
Yeah.
we're just focusing on Bulacan here. We haven't even
Oh,
touched on Metro
kasi
Manila in particular.
apparently sa Quezon City meron ding unfinished or ghost flood control projects under the same contractors na nakita the ones working in Bulacan. So, alam mo yun, it's not an isolated case. This is really happening almost everywhere, and it's happening under the secretary's nose.
And it's been there
know.
for a while. If I remember, and it has been a problem na, well, hindi natin binibigyan ng focus is for years. Remember when we had that interview here on Weather HQ with si Architect Palafox, where he has been part of a group that has been trying to create solutions for the government in terms of yung flood control by urban planning, via other interventions for literally decades. At wala pa rin solusyon. But let's see just how far this will go, the hunt for accountability, the hunt for actually implemented projects, and of course, actual master plans. Because pati mga master plan, yan, pinag-uusapan nga ngayon.
Oo, kasi wala daw, di ba?
So we're gonna give you more on that as the details come in. But let's move on for the moment, because Senator Ping Lacson dropped a bombshell during his privileged speech, calling out Oriental Mindoro's 1st District Representative Arnan Panaligan. Now, according to Senator Lacson, Representative Panaligan used unprogrammed funds for flood control projects amounting to more than 300 million pesos. The representative's own social media claims that the projects in Nauhan and Abaco are funded by his office. Lacson stresses that unprogrammed funds can only be accessed under specific conditions and urges the Senate to investigate what he describes as a curious case of disproportionate allocations.
Agila na natuklasan naming mula sa unprogrammed funds, isa sa Barangay Burbuli at isa sa Barangay San Jose. Sa tagal ko na rin pong nagbubusisi ng pambasang budget, ang pagkakaalam ko po, masalimuot ang proseso ng paggamit ng unprogrammed appropriations under the Special Purpose Fund para mag-augment sa ilang items under the regular budget. Hindi po madaling ma-access ito. Dapat A, may excess revenue collections, or B, new revenue collections, or C, those arising from new tax or non-tax sources, or D, approved loans para sa foreign assisted projects.
So those are the programs in Nauhan and Baco. I had to correct myself there. I misspoke a while ago. But of course, this is what I was talking about kanina. Na we are now at the point wherein people are going to be accused of these
Yes.
certain projects. And of course, syempre, we're not going to say na porket na-accused ka, guilty ka na. There will be investigations
Oo, of
onto
course.
it.
Of
But that's
course.
exactly what I believe that people want. Yung investigations to prove whether or not yung mga projects na to, ghost projects na to, are actually being abused by
Yes.
certain officials.
And we're waiting for names to be revealed. 'Di ba? Kasi we just don't want the companies, the contractors.
Yeah.
We want to also find out sino ba yung mga politiko also na involved dito sa anomalya na ito,
Yeah.
'di ba? And we want them to answer.
Yeah.
Answer dun sa kasalanan nila kung guilty nga ba sila or hindi, 'di ba?
Yeah, at magiging interesting to considering that may mga masasagasaan
Marami.
na mga
Yes.
aliado,
Allies.
oo,
Yes.
mga well, yung mga relatives nila,
Yeah.
minsan, diba? So there's going to be
We'll see.
there's going to be an interesting political dance, kumbaga. All right, so we're gonna move on here to something that's also making big news here. Hindi naman to flood.
Hindi naman, but
Oo.
online gambling. Online gambling transactions dropped by 50% after the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas ordered the disconnection of e-wallets from online gaming platforms. According to PAGCOR Chairman Alejandro Tenco, more than 60% of online gaming is illegal, and most of the operators are based outside the country. This means Filipinos can still fall into online gambling. Still, PAGCOR is pushing for regulation, not total ban, to promote responsible gaming.
This is so interesting because a lot of, well, me personally, because dahil sports plays a big part dito sa online gambling minsan. Kasi especially pag pinag-uusapan yung mga odds, yung mga whichever gaps, spreads that people need to fill. It's interesting kasi this already goes to show there's a positive step. Nung in-unlink yung mga e-wallets, 50% transactions
Yes.
down, right? So that's already a positive step. But at the same time, I think the key word that people have to also focus on is yung illegal foreign-based companies making money
Yeah.
off yung mga Filipino out there that are relatively susceptible dito sa online gambling and of course losing a lot of money in
And
the
they're
process.
really finding a way to get into the system, di ba?
Yeah.
I mean, from e-wallets, nandun na rin sila sa mga messaging platforms, right? So, the illegal gambling platforms, yun yung kailangan, PAGCOR should be focusing on that.
Yes, and they're already saying no to a total ban, which, to be honest, naintindihan ko.
Yes.
I mean, like from a moral perspective, syempre other people would debate na otherwise. No, dapat total ban talaga. But that'll be hard considering yung mga physical casinos, andun pa rin.
Yes.
You're not getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Yung legal PAGCOR gambling, you're not getting rid of that, right? So, well, at least personally, that's how it feels like it's not going to change.
yeah.
Pero, yung illegal online sites, I think kailangan pag-aralan kung paano sila nakapasok, paano sila
Yeah.
nag-ooperate, and of course, how we can protect mga kapwa natin Pilipino when it comes to
And that's what you
illegal
should
gambling.
shut
Online.
down at once,
Yes.
immediately, di
At
ba? All
paano?
these
Like, how can you
illegal
implement that? Yun ang
online
tinding
gambling.
tanong. Oo.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that develops as well because that is again we're rotating topics dito
I know.
kada linggo
Every week.
Flood, gambling.
Yeah, but it's nice to see that our government really working on these issues.
Yeah, and talagang to be fair, every week that
Every
we talk
week
about
may
this.
update, di ba? Yeah.
And mas nakakagalit but at the same time it's encouraging.
Yes, it is. Kasi
May
we see
nakita
something
tayo.
happening.
Yeah.
We see something
Yeah.
happening.
I think
diba?
that's fine.
Yeah.
But now moving on to something else here. Let's talk about agriculture because Senator Kiko Pangilinan questioned the Department of Agriculture over the number of arrests of agri-smugglers under the Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act. Now, Pangilinan pointed out that no smugglers have been charged with a non-bailable case since most seeds goods fall below the law's 10 million peso threshold.
Mahirap intindihin yun dahil the rice industry is a 300 billion plus industry. Alangan naman 10 million lang ang pumapasok, less than 10 million lang ang pumapasok.
The Department of Agriculture explained that their role is limited to coordination with no enforcement powers. Pangilinan named 5 consignees linked to suspected smuggled agri-products and called for clarification from the Bureau of Customs on why most shipments fall below the 10 million peso mark, allowing them to escape the law's penalties.
Now, in other news, the DTI has ordered a redraw on Jollibee's Burger Blowout promo after uncovering fraudulent entries in the Week 3 raffle. An internal investigation by Jollibee revealed tampering with their entry and draw system, leading to the disqualification of affected participants. Many of the names in their winning draw appear to be fake, possibly even AI generated. Jollibee has suspended the raffle and will implement additional safeguards for future draws, along with a special raffle to give participants more chances to win. So, if you were able to see the names on the list of the Jollibee winners, makikita mo talaga medyo ito does sound a little bit fake because puro foreign names, some mga parang Jewish.
Well, alam mo, ang daming Charles,
ang daming
Charlie.
Charlie, ang daming Charlize, Charlotte, 'di ba? Charlene, so it's shady. We actually showed this during Agenda Weekend, and I was joking with George. I was telling him, I'm looking for Mary Grace Piatos on the list. Walang Mary Grace Piatos, sayang hindi siya nanalo.
Kasi
But
grabe,
there.
to be fair, it really looks AI generated.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. Also, it this goes to show you, rin. I think this is a good example of it. That's how much we need to safeguard our even yung mga contest natin, yung
Yeah.
mga marketing efforts, and I think big corporations now have to consider that of how AI can actually be used, or we're guessing it's AI, right? Or to be used to
It does look like it's
actually have
AI
fraudulent,
generated.
Oo,
diba? I
so-
mean, you're a big company. You should be very careful with promos like this, especially if you're going to publish the list of winners.
Yeah, so my
right?
big question is actually, paano kung totoong tao pala to?
Oh, that's okay. If
I
they are
know.
really existing, then
No,
that's
yung mga
easy
foreign,
to
yung mga
prove.
foreign sounding, di ba?
Diba? O
Oo.
di ano sila, present themselves and then
Yeah.
show an ID na, okay, ako talaga si Mary Grace Piatos.
My
Or
gosh.
something, diba?
That's so funny. Kala may NSA birth certificate
But
or,
kanina we were-
or passport yung foreigner. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens to this one. Apparently, the prize there is tickets to the Coke Studio Live concert. Yeah, so it's a big concert, big artist, so people are really wanting to win.
I know, pero to use that much... Okay, sure. Nagpadamihan ng entry, diba? Alright, so let's move on because PBBM pens a sweet birthday message to First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos. Now, in a post, the president wrote, "Happy birthday to my first and only lady, Liza." Now, he adds, "You have been my partner through everything. A loving mother to our boys, a brilliant lawyer and teacher, and now a tireless first lady who gives so much of herself to others. Thank you for all that you do and all that you are. We love you very much." First Lady celebrating her 66th birthday today, August 21. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Madam First Lady. Now, in world news, Pope Leo XIV called for a day of fasting and prayers for peace in Ukraine and other war-torn countries on Friday, August 22. The pontiff was addressing his weekly audience in the Vatican on Wednesday to a packed audience. The Pope suggested the faithful could ask God to, and I quote, "grant us peace and justice and to wipe away the tears of those who suffer because of the ongoing armed conflicts." Leo, the first U.S. Pope, was elected by the world's Catholic cardinals on May 8 to replace the late Pope Francis. He has made several appeals to end the war in Ukraine during the first months of his papacy. His first known phone call with a foreign leader in May was to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who the Pope also met in person in July. Catholics have a practice of fasting on or before important spiritual holidays as a way of coming closer to God in prayer.
Alam mo, Ann, when I first met our former friend Mo, my former friend Mo Tuzon, she was actually working with the NBA PR. So
yeah.
now, nagbalik sports siya because she had a chance to meet Kyle Kuzma. Now, when NBA player Kyle Kuzma visited a tenement community here in Manila, he didn't just see smiles. He heard a story that hit close to home. The families talked about the relief of finally having access to clean water, reminding Kuzma of his own struggles growing up in Flint, Michigan. Monique Tuzon has a full story.
NBA star Kyle Kuzma's trip to the Philippines went beyond basketball. While at a tenement in Punta Santa Ana for the inauguration of his mural, he overheard Manila Mayor Isko Moreno speaking Tagalog. Curious, he asked what he said. And the answer struck him. The families in the tenement were celebrating finally having clean, running water in their homes.
I just felt very grateful just being there and being there in that moment, because I coming from Flint, Michigan, like we haven't had water for like 10 years. Like we've had running water, but like our water has had like lead in it and iron and all these things that are like not supposed to be drinking. And, here we are, and I'm thousands of miles across the ocean. And, they finally just got running water into their houses. Like, it's crazy. It makes you just have a little bit, perspective of life. And I'm just very grateful to, have a moment with those people.
For Kuzma, that moment was more than a story about clean water. It was a reminder of resilience and how life struggles can connect people, even when they come from different cultures and live miles and miles apart. He says their joy felt familiar, proof that human experiences, whether in Flint or Manila, often mirror each other. A small but powerful encounter that shows how shared challenges can build bridges far beyond the basketball court. Monique Tuzon, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
All right, first cup of tea this morning. Kirsten Dunst and Sofia Coppola are reportedly reunited for a new film, and fans of their longtime collaboration cannot wait. The pair's most iconic works include 2006 Marie Antoinette and 1999's The Virgin Suicides. But their more recent projects, The Bling Ring and The Beguiled, have also left a mark. While Coppola made waves with Lost in Translation, earning Oscar nominations, Dunst has shown in films like Spider-Man, Little Women, and Melancholia. The pair's new project, planned to be filmed next year, could be the culmination of a decades-long creative partnership. Now for our second cup of tea, Abby Marquez continues to make history at the 2025 International Business Awards. The Lumpia Queen is honored as the first ever Gold Stevie winner for Most Innovative Content Creator of the Year. Woo! She went on her social media to say the award was super unexpected and she is very thankful for all the support. Congratulations, Abby! Oh my goodness, she should guest on the show again.
Alam mo, success comes when you guest on our show.
Exactly. That's
Abby.
what we have been telling you guys.
Abby.
This is their lucky charm, diba? Pageant contestants, they guest on the show and diba, most of them end up winning.
Oo.
Tapos si Chef Noel,
Yeah.
diba? He was the first time he was here, he was just talking about ideas and
Yeah.
then ang dami na niyang na-achieve during that time.
Like he literally was brainstorming with us
Yeah,
on air,
yeah.
si Chef Noel. Of course, congratulations to Abby. Again, first Gold Stevie for Content Creator of the Year. That's a big deal. She's been racking in the awards left and right.
Yes.
Congratulations to her and her team, obviously.
Yeah.
Kasi importante din yun, the people around her, keeping her grounded, working, and healthy. I remember
And healthy,
there was a time na
yeah.
nagkasakit siya, di ba?
Oo, and
So,
I saw her on a wheelchair.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what.
Naka-wheelchair siya,
I
tapos
wish I
think
knew the
na,
diagnosis.
na ano yung leg niya or something.
Yeah.
Natapilok siya.
Tapilok
Oo,
siya.
okay.
So, again, it's so great that Abby is succeeding the way she's doing.
Congrats,
we
Abby.
take no measure of success. We don't pretend that the success is because of us, except for the Gordon Ramsay thing. We prayed for it here on the
Yeah,
show.
we manifested
Oo, we
that.
manifested
But
it on the show.
congratulations, Abby. And if Abby's watching, come on, girl, guest on the show.
Balik ka na.
Oo,
Abby.
balik
this
ka na.
This is your open invite to all our friends out there. One of our 1 million Facebook followers. Pa-follow, pa-message naman si Abby. Uy, balik ka nga ang bilyonaryo. Thank you. All right, so let's move on because galit na si Kelsey, yung producer namin. Up ahead, an anti-smoking youth group is aiming to save lives. The advocates from the Tobaccoff Now Film Festival are joining us later on Health Matters. So, Mr. Conversation, Beautiful Day, will be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Smoking is the number one cause of preventable death in the world today, and yet tobacco still remains highly accessible. Now, on Health Matters, we talk to boots on the ground trying to make a change. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined today by Pia, Rodrigo, and Issa Llanos from Action for Economic Reforms. Beautiful day, Pia and Issa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Beautiful day.
All right, so let's start off first with why you're here. We're talking about smoking. We're talking about the campaign called the Tobaccoff Now, a film festival boot camp that happened last August, I believe, 11 to 15. When we talk about this campaign in particular, what did you guys girls try to achieve? What was the goal of this particular boot camp?
Okay, so the Tobaccoff Film Festival Booth Camp is actually the coming together of creative young Filipinos and health advocates such as us to create stories and films that forward our move for a healthier and tobacco-free generation. So this is actually led by a group of public health advocates such as Action for Economic Reforms, Social Watch Philippines, Health Justice. So we're a group of civil society organizations, and we came together with students who are taking communications and film programs to share experiences so that we can inspire them to create movies for this film festival. Yeah.
So, tobacco-free generation, your goal is to keep kids tobacco-free, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, do you work with a community of Filipino youth advocates? Can you tell us more about this?
Actually, there are, how many is that? 5 to 6 groups of students. Actually, these are students from Luzon, and we also have participants from the Visayas regions who are very passionate about filmmaking. And we share our experiences in the campaign, such as our moves for policies, particular on say right now e-cigarettes and vaping, for them to create stories, or for example to narrate or illustrate how these how the issues on tobacco and e-cigarettes is impacting the youth, and to of course inspire, for example, our government, our legislators to act on them.
Pia, when we talk about the problem of smoking for the youth in particular, minsan nagugulat yung mga tao that we're addressing the youth. People, at least, older people probably don't assume that, is it a problem talaga with the number of youths involved in smoking, either tobacco or vape? I know it's called Tobaccoff, but then I believe the clarification was made na hindi lang tobacco yung issue, it's also vaping, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, actually, specifically for vaping, we're very, very concerned about how many youth are getting into it because it's very alluring for them, no? If you look at what a vape looks like, the marketing, the packaging is very fun and friendly. There are cartoon characters, there are bright colors, and the industry actually does that to attract the youth as a market. And it's working. In the most recent Global Youth Tobacco Survey, 1 in 4 of Filipinos aged 10 to 14 have ever used an e-cigarette. So that's very concerning. If you look in our schools, there are so many kids, not just teenagers, but actual children who are using e-cigarettes. So for us, the shift really has to be focusing on how can we get the youth to not fall into this addictive behavior, because it's also actually a gateway into other forms of smoking, like cigarette smoking and even illegal drugs. So, it might seem very harmless, but it's actually harmful. And that's what we want to emphasize, that vaping is not cool and that it's not safe for the youth, even if it's marketed to be cool and to be safe.
Issa mentioned a while ago that one of your objectives is to inspire the government to act upon this issue. So what are the new LGU measures that you're actively pushing for, or what policies do you think need to be changed in the Philippines surrounding cigarettes and vaping as well?
Right. Well, the most successful, I think, tobacco control measure around the world is really higher taxes. So when we raise excise taxes on tobacco products and vape, the goal is to make it more expensive so that consumers will consume less, no? And in the Philippines, we are actually considered a global leader in tobacco taxes. We were able to drop cigarette smoking consumption from 29% in 2009 to 19.5% in 2021. So that's a third that was actually dropped, and so many lives saved, no? And with the youth in particular, they're the ones who are most sensitive to these price changes, which is why they're the ones who don't start smoking because of the price barrier, no? So I just wanted to present that that's our most successful tobacco control measure, and the WHO agrees it's the most efficient, no? But here in the Philippines, it's actually being rolled back, or there are actually threats or attempts from the Congress, from the House of Representatives, to lower tobacco taxes. So in the Congress, in February of this year, there was actually a bill passed, House Bill 11360, which proposed that the annual increase of tobacco taxes, which is 5% every year, be lowered. So that effectively erodes the impact of tobacco taxes, because that 5% is meant to protect against inflation and increasing incomes, no? And the goal is really just to make cigarettes less affordable. So that's essentially what the proposal of House Bill 11360 was. And their argument was that the prices are too high and people are shifting to illicit smuggled cigarettes, no? But the advocates' argument is that the reason for smuggled cigarettes is not because of the high prices, but because of poor enforcement at borders, LGUs who are not very stringent in enforcing, tax administration for cigarettes and making sure that these unregistered brands don't enter. So that is one policy that we're really looking to make sure is protected, the sin taxes. And that's really our push to make sure that cigarettes don't get cheaper, because sayang naman all of our effort over the past the past decade that we were able to save so many lives from smoking.
It's really interesting because syempre when we talk about legislation like that in particular, diba? Some people also tend to separate cigarettes from vaping simply because sinasabi nila that the misconception is that vape is water vapor. In a way, kaya nga vape, diba? But when we talk about the differences, or at least how it's treated separately, do you think, or do you feel that that is another step that needs to be taken to identify, or at least put on even ground, yung cigarette smoking and vaping?
Yes, actually, to complement what Pia mentioned when it comes to policy, another policy that we hope would be more in line with our campaign, with the campaign of us health advocates, is the vape law of 2022. So, contrary to how it's phrased as a title, as a policy, it's supposed to be a regulatory law, because it's called the vape law. However, when it comes to the provisions, it's indicated there that they wanted to lower the access of the youth from age 21 to 18. So this kind of provision is something that we want to push back from, or if there's an opportunity to amend it, because it is obviously not a regulatory measure effort to protect our youth from the harmful use of vaping. Another thing about that is what also Pia mentioned, that under the vape law, we couldn't strongly enforce the flavor ban, because as she mentioned, flavors and even the packaging are one of, or few of the elements that make it enticing to the youth. So we're hoping that in amending this vape law, we can impose stricter regulation, whereas to limit it to not to flavors that are not enticing, such as for other countries, they just put menthol and the actual tobacco flavor, and also avoid these very colorful packaging. So we're hoping those are the policies to somewhat level the ground when it comes to regulating vape and tobacco.
We were talking about that off the air, diba? The flavors, the packaging, it really makes it so exciting. Parang may cool factor siya. I guess that's the reason why young people are so into vaping kasi parang feeling lang, oh, I'm in, diba? And the whole barkada is into vaping as well.
Guys, being cool is overrated, ah.
Oo, yeah.
Also very
And it's subjective, diba? I mean,
It's a very nice insight.
Yeah.
No, but no, it's really interesting because we did actually talk about it on air also.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
not the first time that we've talked about it. In fact, there have been some studies that we have presented here on the show with a different guest that actually talk about yung health deterrence of vaping and how it could actually be worse than tobacco smoking.
Yeah.
But then, going back to your point, Anne, when we talk about all of this and their challenges when it comes to that, from a global perspective, what do you feel are the biggest challenges that we're still addressing?
I think right now, the shift towards vaping is really the biggest challenge. Because
Okay.
cigarettes, I think kahit papaano we were able to chip away at the narrative of cigarettes being cool. Because if you remember, maybe 50 years ago, it was so normalized. And, even before that, doctors were prescribed or were saying that we're promoting cigarettes. So there's been such a shift in the narrative and the culture around cigarettes. I think we have successfully denormalized it. But the tobacco industry is very innovative. They continue to, develop these products. So it's not just actually vape products or e-cigarette products. It's also heated tobacco products. And there are some other nicotine products that the tobacco industry creates. So I think that's really the number one thing that the global tobacco control community is focusing on. As we mentioned earlier, is combating the industry tactics to target the youth and to market towards the youth. And in a lot of countries, they've actually made some really big strides. I think one limitation is that e-cigarettes are such a new product, or they relative to cigarettes. I mean, it hasn't been around for as long. So we of course had to gather data.
Yeah.
But it's very quickly coming in. Just last year, the first vape e-cigarette related death, EVALI, it's called EVALI. It's e-cigarette and vape associated lung injury in the Philippines was reported.
Yes, we talked about that with our guest, the guest pulmonologist. And
Yes.
she did give us those facts.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very concerning, because
Yes.
this patient was healthy.
Yeah, totally healthy.
Totally healthy, but a vapor, an e-cigarette
Yeah,
user,
yeah.
And so the data is really coming in. I think it's more of a matter of reporting also, making sure that we're able to note, because I think it's very much underreported, the deaths and the illnesses due to e-cigarettes here in the Philippines. So that's really the focus, making sure that we get to protect our youth, because from a business perspective, they're the ones who are going to be using it longer,
Right.
because they have long lives ahead of them,
Yeah.
hopefully, right? So that's
Well, not if they vape that
not
much.
if they vape,
You know?
exactly.
I'm just saying.
And that is
But
the reason why they're
why
here.
they're being targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's just it's a fantastic cause that you two are advocating, and of course, it is a problem, has been a problem for a while in terms of young health, and of course, vape is relatively new, and we're combating it in a different way. So, I mean, we applaud you for your efforts, especially with the latest one, the Tobaccoff Now Film Festival Bootcamp. But right now, Anne, we gotta wrap things up.
know,
And
I wish we
normally,
had-
we do something here.
Yeah,
in
I
the
wish
show.
we had more time. This is a really good discussion, but maybe we can guest you again in the future. But our show is called Beautiful Day, so we're gonna ask you what makes your day beautiful. Let's start with Issa.
Okay, so I think for me, what makes my day beautiful is, for one, a smoke-free day and a tobacco-free day, whether that's from traditional cigarettes or the scent of an e-cigarette or vape, because I think one insight that we have is that just because other people choose to, let's say, vape, they shouldn't have access to those who prefer not to.
All right, well said, Pia.
I guess what makes my day beautiful is being around fellow advocates and really hearing their stories. It's part of why we love what we do so much in the public health space, and being able to share it also with other people.
All right.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing more about this. Of course, it's always a hot topic, especially online when we have a guest talking about vaping and cigarettes in particular. So again, really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
So that is Pia, Rodrigo, and Issa Llanos. Thank you so much for coming on. Now we've got more stories for you after the break, plus our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Let's take a look at the global weather. Moving first to Japan. Heavy rain lashed northern Japan on Wednesday, causing rivers to overflow and forcing authorities to issue evacuation orders. Senboku City in Akita Prefecture recorded 244.5 millimeters or 9.6 inches of rain in 24 hours. Water supply to around 70 households was disrupted and at least 28 people were left stranded, according to the NHK. Evacuation orders were also issued in parts of Kazuno and Akita. Train services were suspended in Akita and nearby Aomori Prefecture. Eyewitness video showed the Ani River in Akita overflowing and turning muddy as authorities warn residents to stay safe amid ongoing flooding. Moving on to India, torrential rains battered Maharashtra on Tuesday, causing widespread flooding and waterlogging. Mumbai, the country's financial capital, experienced severe waterlogging, while the swollen Godavari River triggered deluges in Nanded district, destroying homes and forcing residents onto the streets. India's weather office has issued flood and heavy rain alerts for the coming days across several coastal districts. Now, heavy monsoon rains battered Karachi on Tuesday, leading to traffic jam and power outages, according to local officials in Pakistan. The city recorded 145 millimeters of rain, and more flooding is expected in Karachi and other parts of southern Pakistan. The Pakistan Meteorological Department said most of Sindh province will continue to experience rain and thunderstorms until today, with short breaks in between. The heavy rains follow flash floods in the northwest since August 15, the worst monsoon spell this year, with authorities warning of more storms ahead. Now that's it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ng araw ng Thursday, August 21. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Iwas away sa katrabaho, kahit mga simpleng biro, pwedeng pagmulan ng sama ng loob, pink at 7. Kay Ox naman tayo, huwag mong gamitin panakip butas ang isang taong loyal sa'yo. Bad karma yan, lalo na ngayong Ghost Month. Cream at 2. Kay Tiger naman tayo, bawasan ang pagiging dominant. Ghost Month favors humility. Green at 9. Kay Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, tahimik na diskarte ang epektibo ngayon. Violet at 1. Kay Dragon naman tayo, bawasan ang power play. Kahit joke, may energetic na backlash yan. Gold at 6. Kay Year of the Snake naman tayo, wag mong i-romantic ang sakit. Di lahat ng nostalgic ay para balikan din. Silver at 8. Ito naman, kay Year of the Horsey, ayusin ang records. Ghost Month, dislike kalat at overdue. Yellow at 3. Kay Year of the Sheep naman tayo, maglakad-lakad kahit 10 minutes lang. Iwas, parinigas ng pakiramdam. Blue at 5. Kay Year of the Monkey, iwas marites na energy. Hindi ito ang panahon ng intriga. Tan at 4. Kay Year of the Rooster naman, kung ghosting ang style niya, lubos-lubusin mo na ang pagkawala niya. Red at 6. Kay Year of the Dog naman tayo, huwag maging savior ngayong buwan. Bantayan din ang sarili mo. White at 9. At kay Year of the Pig naman, be on guard sa mga urgent na hiling. Baka hindi para sa'yo ang pansinin. Beige at 1. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. I love how he flips his cape that way. Like,
You know what?
Beautiful day.
If I had a cape, I would also flip it.
Yeah.
Ganun kasimple,
Next
diba?
time, mag-keep
That's
ka
a
on
rule.
the
Eh.
show.
If you have a cape,
You
and
got-
you
you
don't
gotta
use it, and you
use
don't
it.
flip it.
Yeah,
Diba? What's the
yeah.
point? Superman's the only one who can have a cape and not flip it. Diba? Ganun
I think
lang.
he does flip it from time to time.
Hindi, lumilipad lang siya,
Pag,
kaya
pag,
nag-flip.
pag umiikot siya, mag-flip na gano'n.
I guess.
Di ba?
I don't know.
I feel like,
Yeah.
did he not flip his cape in Superman?
Well, alam ko gumaganyan dahil
Gumaganon,
lumilipad siya.
yeah.
Oh, but okay, wait,
So
that's
anyway,
not the point.
sabi ni Master Hans, maglakad-lakad daw ako para maiwasan ang paninigas ng pakiramdam.
Wow. Ako naman, yung records ko, I have to clear out. I have to organize. Kasi ayaw daw ng mga
You know what?
hungry ghost yung kalat.
That's always your horoscope. Your files, your papers.
Feeling ko nga I'm missing something in life
Oo
eh.
I feel like
Okay naman ako sa
Master
taxes
Hans
ko.
is trying
or
to
ano.
warn you about something. Or the universe is trying to tell you something. Baka meron kang nakakaligtaan. Talk to your accountant.
Something wrong with my
Talk to your
paperwork.
accountant,
Talk to my
diba?
accountant talaga. Anyway,
Oo.
all right.
But
so we gotta
a lot
move
of
on.
people
Oh,
are
let's go.
joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. On Facebook, we have Rix Vaughn, Taurus Gap, Bilio Searcher, and K5 Robert Garciano. Oh, there you go.
Good
Saying
morning
good morning.
sila.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Again, 1 million followers on Facebook.
Oo, pero konti pa rin nanonood. Guys, gisingin nyo yung mga 1 million friends nyo. And come, let's join us here
But
on
what's
Beautiful Day.
important is we have all these people joining us. Also on YouTube, we have some people watching us there. And on Mellow 94.7 BFM, of
Yes.
course, we are simulcast. So thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, pala all of the people commenting, baka they're on the other pages pala, no?
Oo, baka.
Yeah,
Ito
baka.
na nga, check ko na nga. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, anyway, let's move on. Dongyan took Get Ready With Me to a whole new level with
Yes,
their
sir.
viral Red Carpet Rush Gala prep. We all
Yes, sir.
saw that video. Get to know the visionary behind that iconic video. Director Dux Takudaw joins us in the hangout after the break. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there and welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. We have all seen that Dongyan reel that took the internet by storm. Red Carpet Rush set the bar so high for Get Ready With Me videos and gave the power couple of Philippine showbiz a rightful old money treatment. Well, its director, Dax Tacudao, joins us today in the Hangout. Beautiful day, Dax!
Beautiful
Welcome
day.
to the
Hi,
show!
Ann. Hi, Pao.
Hello, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. Thank you.
Finally, this is happening. Yay!
Finally, yes,
Because
finally.
I've always wanted to guest you kasi nga, when that video came out, ang ganda, right? Add to the fact na ang ganda tignan ni Marian Rivera and Ding Dong Dantes
Always.
together, di ba? All the
always.
time. Yeah.
Fantastic, of
So let's
course.
talk about that Red Carpet Rush video. What went into conceptualizing this? What sparked the idea? What vibe were you going for?
Okay, so we're picking up from the last year's video. Basically, this is the second time we're doing this. First time we did was called it Rendezvous. So in that video, we played with the idea of having it in reverse, you know? Quite a challenge because you have to tell a story in reverse, eh? So, yeah. So for that, the feel was kind of a bit sensual, medyo sultry. And then for this year, of course, yung last year kasi made a lot of noise. Yeah, alam mo yun? And then, usually kasi kapag gala night, people will just, just get ready with me video.
Yeah.
Look good in camera, that's all, di ba? Walang nagtetell ng story masyado.
Yeah.
So, for this, well, obviously, Ding Dong and Marian, hindi pwedeng ganun-ganun lang. We need to, set the bar for this.
Of course.
So, okay, game. Paano natin ito gagawin? So, yun, lumabas na yung concept na yun, yung last year. Mas mahirap yung gawin niyo this year kasi we're picking up from a really nice one, no? So, nag-meet kami ni Ding Dong and Marian together with our creative director, Sid Maderazo, and Jen, my wife, was there also. We were conceptualizing for this year's video. Lahat kami, feel ko, may pressure talaga kasi ang ganda nung last year eh. Paano natin gaganahan yung this year, di ba?
Okay.
That's right. So, we shifted to something a bit more fun this time.
Okay.
Just see the other side of Ding Dong and Marian na hindi lang sila for drama. But, we can also do something really fun and, just have it on cam and send them.
Sino namili ng song? The James Brown, I Got You. How did you land on that song?
Oh, here we go. So, nagbotohan kami.
What were the losing entries?
Ano yung mga ibang
Okay. So
songs?
the top two were, of course, the one with from James Brown, and then Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
Oh, cute din yun!
It's a concept na hindi na nakakakita ng light. But for that, we wanted sana yung medyo campy lang.
Okay,
Alam mo yun?
okay.
So, ayun. But for this, we felt na mas nag-resonate kay Ding Dong and Marian yung concept.
I think what I enjoyed about it is that, tama ka nga, it's more fun. It's playful.
Very.
And it feels playful. It looks playful. How was the creation process naman? Yung pagka-shoot ninyo, was the energy the same? Kasi minsan, to be fair, we've seen works in the past na masaya tignan, pero yung proseso, napakahirap. How was this?
For this, I think aligned kaming lahat.
Yeah.
Na we just had to have fun. Kasi best work, it shows when everyone's just having fun eh.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Alam natin lahat kung gaano ka-toxic sa isang set. Pag lumabas ang commercials, pag lumabas ang movies, hindi nila, maganda tignan, pero behind the scenes talagang
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's chaotic. It can be chaotic.
Very,
Yeah.
diba? But for this, I would say everyone just had fun.
And you can really feel Marian and Ding Dong like really
feel them
enjoying
Yeah.
every scene, di ba?
Exactly. Actually, that's why I brought it up eh. Kasi parang ang saya.
Oo!
Ang saya. Oo. I mean, like, I can only imagine how the shooting process went. But of course, you work with them a lot. This is not, you mentioned, obviously, it's not the first time. How important was yung familiarity mo with them and with you to be able to actually get all of this out, to show na talagang masaya.
Right. I think malaking bagay yung we have worked together for a few years already. You know what they want, you know what they are not.
Yeah.
So you get to direct them in a way na hindi labas sa character nila. But this is a bit something new na hindi masyado nakita ng mga audiences from them. But getting to know them through these years, parang, okay, I know that Dong will be able to do this. I know that Marian not game with this. So, ayun, but on that day, again, we just let the energy flow, I would say.
Yeah.
So, game lang talaga sila. I mean, parang, Dong, try mo nga to. O sige, maganda yan. Sige, gawin natin. So, very important din na the trust is there, I would
Yes.
say. So, ayun, I would say everyone just had fun and that's it.
How much of their chemistry was spontaneous versus planned?
Okay, so I feel na very spontaneous ang, at least for that shoot. At least for that shoot. I mean, most of our shoots are all planned. But for this, I think nag-enjoy lang talaga kami.
Okay.
Having the kids also there. I would say, very spontaneous lang siya. Ang dami pa na bago na plans on the day actually.
Okay.
Because of, yun nga, I mean, spontaneous lang tayo.
Yeah.
Try nga natin to. Sige, game, bali na tayo. Not all plans are, hindi talaga lahat na susunod. But those are beautiful surprises, I would say.
What I enjoy is the fact that there was actual choreography involved. Like, and that could add a whole new wrinkle to the work that you do.
That's right. Well, I would say all of us are dancers. Ding Dong, Marian's a very good dancer.
Yeah.
But for
You're a dancer.
Oh, yes.
Yes. No, he is. He is.
Yeah.
So yeah, having dancers on set, and could I just say I love working with dancers.
Okay.
So for this, I knew the weight of the day is going to be quite heavy, so I needed help from choreographers Matt and AC, who also assisted with the directing. And ang saya nung araw because of course dancing is something that I love. I guess yun yung naging common denominator namin lahat. It was a dance track na lahat kami nagsasayaw lang din talaga. So it was really fun.
If you're going to conceptualize like a get ready with us video with me and Pao, what is it gonna look like? Kailangan magsayaw ka, Pao.
Natakot ako sa dancing eh. Sa totoo lang. Like, as soon as he's like, I love dancing. And then the choreographers. And like, wow, what if we make a video with that? I'm like, oh no.
Pero Pao, it's something that your audience hasn't seen yet.
Yeah.
To be
diba?
fair,
You
ako
have
rin
to
eh.
do...
But yes, I mean, like if you're gonna conceptualize something, like how would that work? Like if we sat down and we make like a beautiful rush, what would that look like?
Wow, very interesting. Oh,
On the spot.
Oo nga
Ducks
eh.
the kuda.
oh my gosh.
Kasi ang haba ng oras natin eh.
Correct.
Pero I must say, na-direct na ako ni Direct Ducks before.
Pinasayaw ka?
Hindi. It was for a fitness video. I think 11 years ago, di ba? My daughter was still bata pa, toddler pa. And I love working with Dax kasi he really makes you feel comfortable. Kahit anong ipagawa niya sa'yo, lakad ka dyan, buhat mo to. Kasi I had to buhat also kettlebells, di ba? And everything. So,
Dapat sumaya ka with kettlebells.
yeah, maybe this time pasasayawin na ako ni Direct
Well,
Ducks.
maybe that could be the concept for Beautiful Rush.
All right, so we're gonna sit on this muna, but then we have a few burning questions also. Kasi syempre, marami na inspire sa latest work mo with Dongyan. And when we take a look at inspiring content creators who want to create something similar at na-inspire sa trabaho mo, what would you normally tell them to do? Or at least yung advice that you would give them in terms of yung creative process nila, in terms of yung output nila. Kasi minsan, people create but then are afraid to share.
Okay. A lot of people want to create. But yes, you're very right. Ang daming takot. Palagi kong tip is just be yourself. Have fun with that. I mean, walang ibang taong may kayang gawin yung ginagawa mo. Yeah. I always say that you are one of one. That's my mantra eh. So, ba't ka matatakot i-express yung sarili mo kung that's your unique trait, di ba?
Yes.
So, with that, just go for it. No one else can be you except you. So, it's something to be proud of and not to be scared, di ba? So, ayun.
Just do you, kumbaga.
Is
Yeah.
that what makes a great reel, a great piece of content?
I think so.
Authenticity?
I think so. I think so. I mean, there are a lot of factors for this. Siguro I would say luck is also a part of it. Also, with the stardom of Ding Dong and Marian.
Nakakatulong ata yan.
Nakakatulong
Oo,
talaga.
yeah. At saka, di ba kasi nga, like I said kanina, they really look good together. They're visually
Yeah.
pleasing, di ba? When you look at it. Dax, I wanted to talk about your wedding videography company, the Spark series. Of course, I am such a big fan of the Spark series. I follow you on Instagram. I see all your videos there. Let's talk about that. When was this conceptualized, and what brought you to, creating this?
So, Spark Series, I started this company more than 10 years ago already. Very proud of it. I would say na I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the wedding industry. Ang laking bagay nung tinuro ng wedding sa akin. So, yeah, for the Spark Series, our goal now is to, ang dami kasing wedding videos now that is made for social media. Nakakalimutan natin na I mean, people do it make wedding films for the likes, for the number of views, diba? But at the end of the day, what's important is the 2 views that you're gonna get from your couple, diba? We are so focused on creating something that the internet will love, but sometimes at the expense of the experience of our couple on their wedding day because it's highly produced,
Yeah.
nakakalimutan na lang, enjoy na lang yung day nila.
Yeah.
So, I want our couples, say 30, 40, 50 years from now, when they watch the video, I want them to still enjoy it, not cringe because, shucks, ang corny naman ang pinagawa sa akin ng wedding videographer ko, diba?
Yeah.
So, ayun, that's our goal. That's our goal.
I love yung style ng Spark series because it's like really authentic storytelling. 'Di ba? Parang hindi masyadong yung posing, 'di ba? You really try to capture all those moments in the wedding. How do you keep that balance, when you're creating something with cinematic style and then adding their raw emotion?
I think nandun yung contrast ng me being as a director and me being as a videographer. Coming into weddings, we don't come in as directors. We come in as observers.
Okay.
Just observing the energy of the day. If it's a happy wedding, then definitely it's gonna be a happy wedding video.
Yeah.
If it's a medyo madrama day, then definitely that's what's gonna show in the wedding film. We don't bring in the energy like parang, hey guys, we're here, dapat masaya na kayo ha.
Okay.
Alam mo yun, we come in very neutral, observe the energy of the couple, show their true personality. Sometimes may mga wedding videos when we see, shucks, ang angas ng groom, but when you see him personally, pag nakilala mo siya, parang iba yung taong to, hindi naman siya ganon. So we want to portray the real personality of each couple. And nandun yung uniqueness diba? We don't have to follow what the internet is telling us to do.
Right.
So,
I'm just watching some of your videos there. I forgot that you did Jazz Reyes' video as
Wedding.
well.
Yeah.
And yung personality nga niya, it already explodes. So when you're dealing with those types of personalities, of course, trying to get it all out, diba? In the style that you do. Gaano ka-importante yung pre-production in the sense that you sit down and actually get to know these people? Kasi there are some wedding videographers or groups or companies na parang may formula na right? But then it feels like you try your best to avoid. Siyempre, may mga formula shots, for sure, 100%. Pero how do you try your best to ensure na the couple is involved in the creation process in the sense that hindi siya nag-feel na formulaic?
Yeah, you talked about pre-production. Well, what's funny is we don't do pre-production meetings talaga. It's really just alignment meetings before the wedding day.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just setting the expectations for the day. Na, hey guys, we won't come in as directors again, kasi couples are scared sometimes because, oh shucks, the wedding videographers are here, camera's gonna be here, it's gonna be
nakaka-stress.
calling,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
But we want them to just really enjoy their day,
Okay.
without the pressure of performing in front of the camera.
Right.
It's a very personal video. If we're doing a commercial, sure, let's nail every shot. that we
Pressurean
need
nyo
to do.
sila. Oo.
Diba? light should be perfect and all. But for wedding videos, I guess, let's take it a bit more lighty lang, you know?
Yeah.
I get you.
So, yeah.
I wanna get married tuloy again and then ikaw ikaw
Let's
ang
go.
videographer ko. Wow, diba? Renewal of vows. But you direct wedding videos, commercials as well. But if you were to pick just one to work on for the rest of your life, what would you like to
Hirap naman nun.
direct? Choose one.
I'd still go back to wedding films.
Weddings. Why weddings?
Because it's true, it's real, it's fun, maganda yung environment, and I get to work in hotels. I would say. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I mean, that's the fun of it.
It's a plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
and not only that, kasi yung sa mga weddings, it typically involves, like, there's so much life in it, and sometimes you feed off the energy. Diba? So I can only imagine what it does for your youth.
But you know what? I feel like weddings are also can be very stressful.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, kasi parang you can't make a mistake eh.
Yeah.
It's a once in a lifetime thing.
But alam mo, as an occasional wedding host, I can tell you right now, nothing, it more often than not, things don't go as planned.
Yeah nga,
Right?
they
In
don't.
general.
Yeah.
And I can only
That's
imagine
right.
how it is for you. Kasi syempre, you're planning a shot, you're planning something to happen, then all of a sudden, wait lang, mag-scramble tayo.
Ang hirap ng weddings kaya.
It
Yeah,
is,
I mean,
it
I've hosted weddings before.
You
I've
hosted
hosted
mine.
your wedding. Oh my goodness. Pero I stopped na kasi nga parang there's so much pressure na parang, oh my gosh, baka magkamali and everything, diba? But do you get that feeling as well when you work with couples?
Of course. I mean, being a wedding videographer, you have to be on your toes always, you know? Find that shot, look for that shot, and you can't miss the shot.
Miss a
Yes,
moment.
you can't miss a moment. Exactly.
Of course. I mean, and you have to nail, I mean, technically also, you have to nail the exposure, you have to nail a lot of things. I mean, when the door opens and you reveal the bride, can you say, hey guys, can we do another thing?
Yeah, oh my
No way!
Bride, pasok ka ulit, ha?
Okay, let's do it one more time. One more
isa pa,
time.
isa
One more
pa.
time, one more time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so good.
Walang take two.
Walang take
Yes,
two.
yes.
Yeah. The moment is fleeting, you have to capture it. Of course, some people maybe wonder, okay, paano ka nagsimula? Because you're talking a lot about your wedding work, we talk a lot about your work with Dongyan, but then for those who are aspiring to be like you, like for that germ of a filmmaker right now watching this, paano ka nagsimula? How do you think your path has led you to this?
All right. So, and I started this, well, I think I'm really just a creative person. It started with dance.
Yeah.
I bought my first camera because I wanted to film my dance video.
Wow.
That's all.
Is it online?
Yes, some of it are online. Yeah.
Pinag-isipan mo na niya bago niya i-reveal.
Okay, medyo magki-cringe tayo lahat
Okay,
doon. But
sige.
yeah. And then I was drawn into doing documentary work. That was my first professional work, I would say. Documentary. I was a director for a documentary show in a network, and then did weddings. Found my love in that. Focused in weddings. Then doing weddings for a decade already. Sabi ko, ano pa ba pwede kong gawin? No, then I shifted to tried exploring doing commercial work. So yeah, that's it. I mean, parang wala naman akong career path talaga. Parang fini-freestyle ko na yung life ko. And I think yun yung most creative move na ginawa ko for my life. And I'm very happy with that.
That's so authentic.
Yeah, there you have a quote there right behind you. So we're gonna read it out loud here because it's so well. It's very inspiring to creatives. And before you can create art, you first have to create yourself. Was that your quote or nakuha mo from someone else?
I think I got it from a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when
Is this part of, kasi you do workshops also, right?
Yes.
Filmmaking workshops ba ito?
Should be.
Okay.
hindi dance workshop siya.
Hindi, kasi he does dance workshops too.
Used to.
Okay.
Grabe. So I think we're going to have to wrap things up in just a bit. But of course, syempre, before we do all of that, we just want to say thank you again.
Thank you,
your
Dad.
work has given us so much joy and a lot of viewers so much joy. From Dongyan to all of the couples out there that we're lucky to be your clients. I'm sure they're smiling because of the work that you've made. But of course, before we let you go, and we normally end the interviews with a certain question.
But before we throw you our final question, where can they reach you if they want to get in touch with you? Ayan, may mga couples na tayo na nanonood. Parang, okay. We
Or
need a
yung mga
video.
magiging couple pa lang
Yes,
na nanonood.
yeah.
Alam nyo, oo.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can follow our work, our wedding work at the Spark series. Just search for it, the Spark series. You can also see my personal work at Docs the Hudao. Yeah, that's it.
And if you want to see his dance videos, nasa YouTube daw. So just search
Anong
for
account? Hanapin natin. Guys, subscribe tayong lahat
Si wifey si Jen, na humingiti siya. Alam niya
umingiti.
where to
Sabi
find
niya,
those
where
dance
to
videos.
Find the dance videos.
But Dax, this show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful?
Oh, okay. I have my check boxes for that. First is, as an artist, I feel that I need to create. That makes my day beautiful. Second is, I get to spend my personal time, my quiet time. And of course, time with my family, my wife, Jen, and the kids. That's it. Kompleto na araw ko, and it's very beautiful na for me.
Aw, that's a beautiful answer. His
That's
wife is
perfect.
right there. Hi,
Yeah,
Jen.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I love it. Thank you so much for that answer. And of course, one of my favorite parts of that interview is how flustered he was when we asked kung saan yung mga dance
Videos niya, di ba?
Oh my
Nag-hesitate
gosh.
nga siya when you asked if they were online. And he's
Yes,
like,
pero inamin niya
yes.
on air. Hala, hanapin natin yan. Thank you so much, Direk.
Thank you, Dax.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Dax the Kudao, ladies and gentlemen, here on The Hangout. Wow.
Perfect.
Great
So
show.
we're gonna wrap things up at this point. That's a wrap on our show this Thursday, August 21. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool, take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead. And always remember to choose joy, spread love and kindness, and pack your own sunshine wherever you go. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day!